to own it. Just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you.
Thanks for coming on my show today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, this is, like I said, this is one of the coolest things I have seen in a long time in this town here. And I was like, how did I not hear about you? Because you're brand new, I guess.
Yep. I had the idea in like June or July of last year. So I started with upcycling jean jackets and starting on suede with those and like sewing them together and upcycling those, and then trucker hats. And then I was like, hey, I'm going to move on to these. And I couldn't tell you, like, I don't remember how I got the idea to do a workshop. No idea.
This is literally the best. I can't even tell you, because I used to work at a bar. We had paint night. We even had the crafts where you did the succulent night, where you put the succulent.
Yeah, I've done that.
Everything. Nobody has come up with this. And I was just like, oh, it was mind-blowing to me. I was like, oh my God, why has no one done this? This is ridiculous. So you came up with this idea yourself.
Well, yeah. I mean, I hadn't heard of it prior. I mean, I had heard of the burning of the hats and stuff like that. Like, I saw it before and I thought that was really cool, but it was brand new when I first kind of saw it. At least to me it was. I'd never seen anything like it before, which is why I started on the other stuff first, because I wanted to put my own little spin on it. And then I was like, I'm going to move on to these. And I hadn't heard of anybody doing a workshop. And
anywhere.
No,
yeah.
I hadn't. So I don't know where I came up with the idea to do it, but
well, I'm so glad you did.
Yeah. And like my very first one was in October of last year, barely.
Wow.
And I think my next workshop, I think will be number like 38. So it's been like a whirlwind, and it's been super, super crazy and super busy. And I mean, I'm super thankful for everybody who's joining my workshops and doing this. And thank you for coming to my last one. I loved it.
I was so happy. And it was funny. I really needed a hat. It's the long story. I lost my last hat. I was very upset. I was like, I need a hat. Blah, blah, blah. I saw it and I'm like, oh my God. And I run just because I needed a hat. I didn't even think about the whole thing about putting it together or doing anything artsy. Because actually, if I thought too much about it, I probably wouldn't have gone. Because I think I'm like the least artistic person ever. So I probably just would not have gone. I'm so happy I did, because I didn't even know you were going to have like all these accessories, all this stuff. You don't have to be artistic.
No.
And so, okay, explain. So you came up with this great idea. You bought all this stuff. Okay, so tell us more.
So one thing I do want to say is a lot of people do like get scared of the artistic factor in it. And they're like, I don't want to do that. That's too much. And I'm like, seriously, it's so much fun. Like once you start doing it, I've had several people come into my workshops who have no artistic ability at all, and they have so much fun doing it. But I give everybody stencils and teach them exactly how to do it with a stencil, so that way you're not freehanding it. Like it's not you don't have to be super artistic to do it. Like you're gonna have a stencil, you're gonna set it on your hat. Well, you trace it first, and then you set that traced stencil onto your hat, and then you're going to burn through that, and then you have your little piece on there. So it's basically just tracing with, It
was easier than I thought. And I just loved all the little stuff that you had, because there's so many things we had with the feathers, these, and the little patches.
Yeah, the patches. So it comes with a lot of different stuff. So usually my workshops are about $70, and I also do private events. They're a little bit cheaper, but
it's just like paint night too. It's the same concept.
But you're getting everything with it.
You get to wear it too.
Yeah.
I mean, like paint night, put it somewhere, and so I love this idea. So what'd you bring us today? What are we gonna do?
I am going to burn a simple sunflower and then dress it up, and then maybe burn like an edge or something, so you guys can kind of see how I do it. That way we can just kind of go for it. I'm going to freehand it though, so I'm definitely not using a stencil. Sorry.
I love this. Okay.
So you guys want to
take us through the process.
All right. So
you do your thing.
For the workshop though, I usually have you guys go ahead and pick out a stencil. You'll lay some press and seal down, you trace it, you peel that up, and you set it on your hat. And then the next step is to burn it. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm not going to do the full. It might take too long, but I kind of start with like a sunflower. Like my easy sunflower is kind of like, I do a little dab all the way across, like almost like a rainbow. So it's like a half sunflower.
Can we do it more on the side so we can get kind of on camera if it's possible?
Yeah, it might be a little funky, but I'm dotting it instead of like drawing a line. So that way it gives
That's a good idea.
more of an authentic look to the sunflower.
Were you good at art before you even started this, or were you more into
a little bit, like not super artsy. Like there's artists out there who are just amazing, and I'm like, how do you get it to look so good?
Were you more into the art or the clothing aspect? Because you said use denims and different things. You're more into like kind of designing your own stuff.
When I started, it was more of the art aspect of it, and I kind of like self-taught. I just kind of went for it.
Well, you must have seen it because you had to know about the stencils and what burns. You had to learn a little bit about burning.
I mean, not really. Kind of just went for it. Like I saw like a video and I was like of like a burn or like just saw something and I was like, I'm gonna do that. And I'm very much the kind of person who's like, I see something and I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm just gonna do it.
I love that.
So that's what I did.
Oh no, everyone, when I did this, are like, where'd you go? We want to do this. And I was like, yeah.
So I'm all over town, mostly Clovis. I will be at Barrel House. So I'm trying to expand a little bit.
And one day you might expand to other things like boots.
Whenever. I'm like, that's a great idea, but boots are expensive. So like if you...
That's true. And I think, yeah, you're right. We have to do what makes sense to people, what they want to have.
But I'm like, if you have a pair of boots that you want me to burn, like I could totally do it for you.
Things that we want to kind of do.
Yeah. I mean, even like, let's go to the thrift store and like find a used pair and start there. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
exactly.
So I'm kind of just half, but I don't know if I can say that.
You can say whatever, girl.
Kind of half-assing it
and then
right now.
We do this at bars and we get to drink while we do it, which was also Trust me, I only kept by one beer doing that. So I was very nervous.
Yeah, and I mean, like I always tell people, like have another drink, you'll be fine. I swear. Like,
well, you get more comfortable. Like as you start doing, you get a little bit more, and then I was a little bit more comfortable doing it.
Yeah. All right, now I'm gonna do some shading, and I do some light shading down.
So cool.
So I'm just going to do some, and like I said, I'm like half-assing this right now, so I'm like doing it really fast.
Like 6 people minimum for your groups. What did you say about your workshops are about?
So for my workshops, I do like 20, 25, and that's when I'm doing them at like bigger restaurants, breweries, and stuff like that. But when I am doing like a private party, I do a 6-person minimum.
6-person minimum. Okay.
Right. So I'm going to do a little vine real quick right here. And this is a simple one. Everybody's always asking me for stencils for this. And I'm like, seriously, this is super simple. Like all you're going to do is grab like a little tiny line and go curved. Right? It's super simple. And then I start at the top and I do just a little teardrop, like a little teardrop. And then it's just like little tiny hearts all the way down.
Okay, so so what if we want to do this and then we want you to do the details? We do the details for us?
We could totally do the details.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn that off so we don't burn ourselves here. So one of the things that I like to do, oh, you have it. I
got this.
One of the things I do for you guys at the workshops is, I mean, you could totally try yourself, but usually I kind of do it for you.
Do it for us.
I like to burn the edges to give it
which
more
you
of
did
a
to mine, which was great.
I did, like right there. It's nice.
Yeah, thanks.
So I kind of just throw it on and just really quickly just kind of give it a little.
To do it. Oh gosh, yeah, it has a beautiful feel. And this is what makes it look cool. Like it's not just some art class hat. Like this has some swag too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And you have to do trucker hats too. Those are
I do trucker hats as well.
Not just these.
Yes, and then I'm gonna kind of dress it up for you guys so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it looks like with everything dressed up. So I just grabbed a few pieces here. And I'll throw it together real quickly.
It's a great gift too. Like even if you want to do it for other people, because we could just buy multiple hats from her and do it during a workshop. Kind of like if I wouldn't have had gotten another hat, you would have like had me do it.
Absolutely. And then I also have hats that are just readily available. If people don't want to do it themselves, I have hats that are for purchase that I burn myself.
Sample.
No, those are for purchase. All those hats that I bring to the workshops are for purchase.
Okay, so what if we bring our own stencil? Because we could probably do our own company logo and stuff, which you kind of did with Outlaw. You kind of did that thing with that. So, because if I had kind of known that I don't know. Maybe we would have got an everything Sparkle hat, but that's in the future. Hey, we'll do
I
that.
could totally,
That's
we could totally do that,
so,
or I could do it for you.
So yeah, the place that I met her at, the bar that we did this at, we actually had where you could put them on the hats, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
So that's another great thing to do for company. But that's a great company workshop. Like get them,
Absolutely.
they do Christmas parties and stuff.
Absolutely.
Instead of giving them a Christmas bonus.
Do the workshop.
Wait, give the Christmas bonus and do the workshop. How about that? So we'll do that. But yeah, make this look so easy.
Right, throw it together. I mean, look how simple that is, just to throw on some.
But people, it's like, what is a team building event? So it is actually
totally
really
a
cool
team building
to do
event. And I
that.
have had people do team building events where it's super, super fun. Look at that.
Logo on it.
Bam. Very quickly threw a few on there, and look how cute that is.
And then you
Look at
even had like jewelry too. I know that you had that at that point. Boom, boom.
Yep, and there's so much extra stuff you can do.
So
There's
we
pins.
did on this one. We did where a lot of people were doing this underneath.
Yes.
So I got the mountains
on the cowboy hat. Yeah.
Right, for the rock climbing, we got the mountains in, and then so there were so many like details, and then either like on the top, on the bottom. I love all of that. That's so awesome. It's mainly girls that show up, or you get boys too.
I do get some men that show up too.
You have a male assistant, so
I do. He's around, so. He does. He comes with me. I pay him in beer, so he helps. But yeah, I have had some like wife and husband duos, and they like to come in and kind of do it together as a fun night out. And
because that's like paint night, it's the same concept.
Yeah,
You
same.
can just do that on a date night, and you go and do
Right.
that. So at Barrel House, that's for the bar. That's not a private party, so anybody can attend.
Yeah. So
when's that?
Barrel House is August 7th, and I do have other ones upcoming. I have Summer Fox Brewing. That's this month. 10 Tavern. Two Ravens Brewery is doing one as
cool.
well. I'm all over town, so there's a bunch. All of the information is either on their Instagrams or on my own.
Well, you're going to post it all on your Instagram, right?
All of it's there.
Okay, what's
yeah.
your Instagram?
It is the Kindled_collective.
So where'd you come up with that?
Kindled is like a lighting of the fire, right? Like you're kindling it, or like, rekindled. A Kindle is like a lighting of the fire.
Love it.
Yeah. So I was trying to find something that would be like kind of just went together, and it took some time to kind of play with the wording to see what I liked, and that kind of just clicked and it stuck, and that's what it's been since I started.
So you had this weird idea. Did you do the hats first, and someone said, "Oh, I like that," and then you thought we'll have a workshop, or it all came to you?
I don't know. I
can't
don't
remember?
think anybody mentioned it. I think it just kind of, like when my mind starts kind of going, it just kind of starts rolling. I don't know. It could have been the assistant. No.
So how did you get it out there when you first thought about it? And you said your first event was in October. Who did you promote it to or tell it to?
I did Cooney Salma first because my husband, who is my assistant, right? He is the manager at Cooney Salma, and we were like, let's throw this together and have it there. And it was pretty funny because at the same time he had a tap takeover, and it was insane. Like there was nowhere to even stand anymore. It was crazy, but it was so much fun, and it was really successful. So much so that I had to have a second class right after. And for the first few months, I had to do back-to-back classes in the same day because so many people wanted to do it. And since then, it's been really, really wild. Like, just so many people want to do it, and it's just so fun. I enjoy doing it. I love like being at home and like burning, and then I also get to meet all kinds of people with my workshops.
And then you get to see people do cool things on their own, right? That you didn't think about, because some people start freestyling and you're like, oh my gosh, that's pretty cool too, huh?
It's really cool because you get to see everybody's personalities come to life in their hat. Like every hat is really unique and one of a kind. Nobody's is ever the same.
That's true. You can't even make the same hats. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really awesome. I love it. It's so much fun.
So you'll go to a house party with a minimum of 6 people. Have you done some birthdays and stuff like that?
Yeah, totally. Like we had one birthday party that was, I want to say a couple of months ago out in Kerman, and there was like 12 people, 15 people, and it was so much fun. Like we just popped in. I usually am just like, hey, give me like a 6-person minimum. If anybody else wants to join, you can totally just pay the day of. And it ended up being like a big old party. It was super fun.
And then, because I saw you had the little jewels and beads that we could put on there. So do you like encourage too? People have like jewelry they're trying to refurbish. I have a lot of jewelry that breaks.
Yeah.
We could just throw it on the hat.
Absolutely. And honestly, I'm kind of good at kind of putting the jewelry things back together too, and like getting them on there.
You know, I've saved a lot of broken jewelry over the years, so that's kind of cool. It's like, that's what I love about all of this. It's all coming, like, you got a creative idea, now we're all being creative ourselves.
Yes.
And we can kind of do this stuff.
Absolutely. So you could always bring in your own pieces too. Like, I've had a lot of people ask me if they can bring in their own feathers and brooches and stuff like that. And I'm like, totally. Like, I did that too. Like, I have my grandma's son has passed, and I have a lot of her jewelry, and she had a choker. It was a gold choker with like a little butterfly on it, and it was like the perfect size to put on one of my hats. And I did that,
That's
and it was just so
too.
cute. Yeah, it was perfect. And I'm like, hey, nobody touched my hat now, you know? Like, it's special.
I absolutely love that. And these patches, where did you come up with all? You had so many awesome options. Where do you come up with these patches? You just...
The patches I just order. I just order a bunch of them, any Western themed type, really cute. But now I'm kind of like I've noticed like a lot of people want more than just like a Western theme when it comes to their hat, even though it's a cowboy hat or a rancher hat or anything. So I'm kind of trying to expand now and just order whatever and just try to get all those in there. So there's a big variety.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So we need to Instagram you if you want us to come to your party. Is that the best way to get a hold of you? Do you have a website or anything?
Just that or my phone number. My phone number and my Instagram. Like, my phone number is all over my
what's
Instagram.
Your phone number? Let's just give it all.
It's 559-392-8108. So you can shoot me a text, call me, leave me a message. If I don't answer, I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
She's a texter.
I am a texter.
That's the best way to get a hold of me.
I am a texter. Yes.
And then, so you're booked out for quite some time. If somebody does want you for a birthday party, they need to like jump on that right away.
Definitely. And I am also busy right now because I'm in the works of opening a small shop in the Barnyard Shopping Center in Clovis. So I'll have like a little shop there where you can also host your private parties there.
Well, that's perfect because some people don't want it at their house anyway.
Right. And I'm like, come make a mess at my place. It's fine. I'll clean it up after. It's totally fine.
Oh, that is so good to know. Okay. And then, so people could bring in their own stuff, which is cool, even in their own hats. If you do have a hat that's like, you don't know what happened to it or
and
want to dress it up.
Totally. And the burn, you could always dress it up. The burn part is it just depends on the material. So you could bring it in and I can check it for you to see if it's burnable.
You can't burn a straw hat, right?
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
All light on fire.
And no one's hurt themselves yet. You usually have the glove and everything too, so people can just...
Some people have hurt themselves. One burnt their partner. I'm like, can we just not do that? Like, please be aware.
Is there an age limit to this about like how young you can be? Because I think a lot of kids would love this.
No, I've actually had like a 6-year-old or 7-year-old come in and she didn't do the burning part. Mom was like, I will do it, but go ahead and pick out your stencils and I'll do it for you. And then she did the dressing up part. And then I added like some little rhinestones on her trucker hat for her. It was super cute.
Oh my gosh. I would love to do this like in junior high. This would have been fun.
Right?
So if you guys were responsible people.
Just depends.
But I was so glad that you came up with this idea. I'm so glad that we can get a hold of you. This is what you do now full time?
No, I'm also a hairstylist. So I work a lot, and plus I have 2 small children. So
you dress our hair, and then we dress up. I love
Correct.
that. That is amazing.
I can make your hair beautiful, and then set a beautiful hat on top of it.
I think that's great. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Of course.
You've been on here. It's been a long time since you've been here.
It's been a while.
So we did the movie Ring Toss. That was fun.
Yeah. That's when we met, and I ended up on your show. That was what, like 5 years ago?
Yeah, and you've
like
been doing a lot of cool things. Guess you have a filming family, kind of. You guys are all in kind of production somehow with your daughter.
It's either between like filming videos or making music or AV tech work behind the scenes, in front of the camera, wherever they need me. I don't,
Did you teach your daughter everything she knows?
No, it's kind of weird. She picked up on it at a young age. It was weird. I don't know if she even got it from me. I'm jealous because she's gone beyond what I've shown her.
That's what you want for
That's
our
what
kids,
you want,
right? Yeah. So she works for Dr. Laura. She still does.
Yeah, she works
the
for
show's
Dr.
still
Laura's
going
show
on.
in LA. Yeah.
And then right now, what are you guys? You guys have a few different things going on.
We do, yeah. We've got a little DJ business. We've been starring in the Central Valley. Right now, I'm doing mixing and vocal engineering for a bunch of signed artists out in LA. I do music production, a lot of just audio work in general, but mostly I stick to music.
And then you work for county. You guys work for the county, right?
Well, yeah, I'm actually got a contract by county when they need me, so I'm kind of like on call to help them with the work, anything they need like that, like with media or anything. But it was weird when you get back to him. He moved to Texas actually for a while. We actually met when we were both working at Guitar Center.
Right.
And we never really hung out much, but I knew him and his dad. And then they moved to Texas. He moved to Texas. He just moved back in April or something.
Yeah.
And then he called me up out of nowhere and said, "Hey, I'm back in town. I'm all, the perfect timing. Let's get something going on." And then that's like he was mentioning the DJ thing, and we started talking. He started telling me about all these signed artists that he mixes and masters their music for him and everything.
Right.
One artist just got off like a London tour, and then he was just recently asked to go to like Florida on the lineup for some live concert.
Yeah, going to be doing some live shows too. Finally started getting my music out. Yeah.
So they pay for you to like travel and tour?
Thankfully, yeah.
Well, you probably could if they. I mean, I would make that like, hey, I can't go on a whim like that. You guys got to like pay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and his connection to LA too. I mean, so.
That's part of the reason I moved back here, because, I grew up in Visalia, but, my family had a lot of problems, paying for rent there, so we ended up moving to Texas for a couple years, and I was not about it. I miss California. I miss being close to LA. I miss being close to music, because...
So the music scene in Texas isn't happening?
Not where I was at.
Okay.
I was in a town with like 500 people in it. It was out in the middle of nowhere, so it is what it is, but I'm glad to be back.
That's cool. So how do you get all these gigs in? How do you meet all these people that you're mixing in?
Well, mostly it's been through just meeting people online, connections through social media and stuff like that. And over time, when you put yourself out there enough, people will start to notice, and I don't think I can say names because, people are signed under contract. I can't be mentioning them. But my main client, we've been doing stuff for about 5 years now. Most of our songs do at least like 1 million listens around there.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. And now that I'm finally back in California, I'm going to be going down opening for shows for a lot of my other clients too, and start getting myself out there because after helping so many other people, I want to start being able to do things for myself.
I hear that all the time. That's kind of like the biggest problem when you're in this type of industry.
Exactly.
You're like, and then, so what have you? So you guys together just doing the DJ company? That's what you guys are doing together.
Yeah. And but we're like he's working on songs like all the time, and then so he got me like kind of working on more music like him. Because last time I talked to him, I think I was like focused like obviously on filming as well, but more like maybe just guitar, more like a hard rock vibe, what I kind of grew up with. And then I've been learning a lot from just being around him, different styles and genres like mashed together, or whatever, like some EDM mixed with other genres and then to see him like work the magic, because I sit there, I can record a song, but to master it's a whole different thing, and his skills is just like, it's mind blowing, like what he makes a song sound like. You sing a line, you're like, oh man, I was totally flat heels, don't worry about it, man, let me work my magic, and then it comes out like you
So
can't
how'd
believe
you
it.
learn all this?
Honestly, it's all just been self-taught. I did go to COS, College of the Sequoias in Visalia for recording arts, things like that. Some mixing classes, but most of it, I've been doing this since I was in like middle school. So
That's so cool.
it's been a long time now. It's probably like 8-9 years.
So
that I've
you
been-
self-taught yourself enough to be that good to like get all the. Wait, you must be. People are flying you here, there, and whatever to work with all these artists. You must actually be really good.
Yeah, I like to think so. You know.
I knew what he was about, like doing that stuff. He's told me before, but then when he showed me the artists, who he was working with, I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah.
Like,
So were there some big names that they won't let you say it on TV that you were?
Nah, it's just they're under contract right now.
Because I thought it was
so.
on the on every album or whatever. I mean, isn't it on there who they work with?
It depends. Sometimes, we do things a little more under the table.
Okay.
Whatever helps me get more money. So
That's fine.
That's what matters sometimes.
We want you to get paid. We won't say anything.
yeah. But it's really fun. I mean, I'm happy that I've been able to start making a little bit of a career for myself out of it. It's definitely still in the early stages, of course, but it helps pay the bills. For
So
sure.
then when you said you don't get to do a lot of your own stuff you want to do, what do you want to do on your own?
That's not entirely true, though. I don't want to interrupt, but you do on the Spotify. He has a lot of good songs on there
Right,
already,
yeah.
but he's about
I mean,
to drop his
You
new
sent
album.
me some.
Yeah, and he's about to drop another his next album.
Yeah, I've got an album I've been working on for the past year or so. I'm really trying to push this one. It's like 14, 15 songs, about like 45 minutes. It's my best work. I've been just, when you work on something for a year, I'm such a perfectionist, so that's
So tell
always
our
been
viewers,
kind of
what do we look up on Spotify?
It's under the name Everett Latte. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that jazz. But I have a lot of cool stuff up there. 2 EPs, Feel Like I'm Dreaming, and something else.
So these are the things that you want to work on.
The thing is, now you're gonna have to tell the backstory. How I got the latte, how it came in.
Oh, yeah.
And he says he doesn't even drink coffee.
Yeah, I don't even
His
like
lady-
coffee. When I was
His
little,
wife does.
Yeah. Oh, very true. When I was younger, my brother would always call me hyper and stuff. I was bouncing off the walls. I definitely cooled down a lot when I was older, but because of that, they always called me Everett Latte. So it's kind of like a family nickname, and
So now when we DJ, I just refer to him as DJ Latte because it just kind of
That's
rolled.
funny.
Yeah,
I know,
and I'm
yeah.
sure there's other DJ Lattes out there, but it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
I just started calling that when we started trying the DJ thing. Yeah, so he
Exactly.
was doing his own music, I was kind of doing mine, and then we started talking, and then I said, I learned a lot from him already, though. It's like just what he does.
Yeah.
So are you playing on any of these tracks?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been working on a couple of songs that I kind of thought they were throwaway songs because I was just like, I'm messing with some beats because I told you like I'm more old school hard rock or something, or, stoner,
Right.
I don't know what other genre I'd call it, but
Yeah.
but anyways, then I was messing with some beats, and I'm like, he was listening to it, and I'm like, yeah, it's just a throwaway beat. I was kind of messing around. He goes, well, hold on, I think you got something here. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, let me see if I can fit some lyrics. And I told him, I think I have an idea. And then I kind of showed him. He's all, dude, that's probably work. And then this thing that was just going to be like, I was just going to delete it basically. And I was just being gone forever. And then next week we worked on it, and he did a couple of vocals on it too.
Yeah.
I did my vocals, and then we mixed it, and it was just like we were both like couldn't believe when it came out. We were like, oh my god! And I was like, I couldn't believe because I was getting ready to delete it. Like I'm like, this is just an instrumental thing I was messing with
Right. Yeah.
with his skills.
Aren't
and
you happy
everything.
you didn't delete it?
I'm very happy.
Yeah,
that thing came
really
out
good.
great.
Yeah, no, he's helping me with my next one here, and I got a few others I want to get back now because that's why it's kind of bringing me back into that,
So could we find all of this under the Everett Latte, the music that you're talking about too, or is it separate?
This one's more separate. It's under his name.
Yeah, it's on my
So what's
Spotify. I already
yours?
did it. Mine was going to be on Spotify, and then I actually deleted an account because I want to start fresh because I had some older stuff on there I wasn't happy with, and now that with his help of mastering it,
So what's
No,
the new one, or you don't have the new one yet? So we can't look
I
at your
haven't
stuff
put
yet.
them on there yet. I'm kind of holding like everything's ready to go. like Linktree, like I have all my name on there, like tied to all the social media. I just got to pull the trigger on it.
So what's your guys' Instagram so we can follow and figure out when you guys have different things dropping?
Right.
It is.
Mine's under Everett Latte. It should be under that for every platform: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. The whole shebang.
Mine's not as sexy as his name, Everett Latte. Mine's, but I didn't want to go with I didn't know what name to go with because I'm listening to a silly name. So I just, it actually was a joke because when I was stopping AV Tech for a while, people kind of said like a joke to me, like, oh, an X Tech. And then, so I just like, I was like, okay, I'll just go with X-Tech 009, because as a kid, I always had number 9 with everything. My dad's ship in the Navy was number 9. I lived in a condo down in LA, number 9. And
oh, wow.
Number 9 always somehow
Number
popped up
9,
in my
number
life,
9.
9. So I just was like, okay, X-Tech, but it just wasn't finished. It was like, there's a lot of X-Techs out there, different companies. So I said X-Tech 009, and then, so it doesn't really roll off the tongue like DJ Latte, but I was like.
That's still good, I like it.
But I'm playing, if we're doing a gig, like I just like throw a cyberpunk mask on or something, or like and do the lighting, or like a cyberpunk wig, like they want to play and see my face.
I couldn't believe it the first time I saw it.
I just like to hide, you know. I'm just like, don't look at me. I'm just like, you know, in the shadows, backing him up. So
yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff he's working on. I'm excited for it to finally come out. But yeah.
So, where is the DJ, when you guys say you DJ for different events, where can we hear you guys DJ?
We actually just started. We just landed this event with the tattoo shop in Visalia, and this guy, he rolled in like all these lowriders, like the Impalas, and the guys are hitting their switches and airbags and everything. And then they're right away before we just started setting up, and then I guess they're already like, oh man, this is pretty cool what you guys got going on already. And they haven't even seen the full setup yet. And so, another guy came up right away. I was like, "Hey, we're going to be doing a Harley show here soon. We want you guys to do that too."
How fun!
And then he already we started.
So when's that coming up?
That's going to be on the 17th of this month at the Black Phoenix Tattoo Shop in Visalia.
Oh, that's cool. We would cross promote that since I do Harley events.
Yeah, so,
Nice.
so they talked about that, and then another guy there was saying he might have a private party at his house. He said last time he had a big rager that had like 1,000
So we can
people.
hire you guys out wherever we want to.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
I'm always down.
Yeah.
Well, you're all ready. So you'll still come up in the Central Valley anywhere, kind of like Fresno, Clovis, Madera, if you have to.
Any genres, you know. We're trying to do what we can.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm half Mexican, but I never learned Spanish, so my mom's first language was Spanish. So like when it comes to like bilingual, so I just try to guess like Spanish music. Like if there's someone else requests something, I'll just kind of throw it in there.
Yeah, understandable.
But yeah, I have to work on that part. But yeah, whatever genre, you know.
Yeah, we try to do a little bit of everything. I mean, I love doing more like rave stuff, I won't lie. A lot of like trap set lists, things like that, but you know, if I can, I always throw my original stuff in there too.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I would want. Like, and then people are like, oh, we like this. We've heard this before, and you're like, well, it's mine.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Best feeling, I swear.
As soon as you get them, going for a little bit, and they start having a couple of drinks, having a good time, they start slipping in the originals.
So when you tour, like when you're gonna go to like Florida and do these things with other people, do you ever get to slip it in then, or not really? You're just kind of going straight.
Usually, if I do go like to location to like help someone with the show to record or something, I try to do like at least a set list or something there too, because always gotta try and help myself too, however I can. And plus, I mean, it's so fun. Live performances are just like
the energy
there's
level.
nothing more cathartic. It's the best time. But,
have you guys had any local raves here?
We've been trying.
We've been trying to put QR codes out, like where just they could walk up and scan and get information to his Spotify or other information, and it's it's not easy starting out like that,
Yeah, Central Valley is a little rough sometimes.
They don't want to hear the new guys, Yeah.
It's all about the oldies, so it's all good though. It's still fun. I'm hoping eventually we can maybe start doing some stuff in LA once the ball gets rolling. We start making a little more money here. Because there's definitely a lot more opportunities down there. You know how it is down here. So
Guitar Center, what happened with that?
Oh my God, it's a whole story in itself.
Oh, don't get him started.
Oh my God, I kind of want to hear this. How long ago was this? Are you guys
I don't know
working
why
at
I'm
the Guitar
legally
Center?
I can say that. Let's just have an attorney right now working on some paperwork.
Oh no, we don't like Guitar Center? That's funny.
Unfortunately. But yeah, that's how we met. That was my first job ever. My dad got me in there when I was, I think, 17 or something. And me and Bobby met there while we were working. And, we always talked and stuff whenever we worked together, but, nothing really outside of work. But, when I came back from Texas, I gave him a call and, we started reconnecting again, so.
And it's crazy now you guys are collaborating on actual
I know,
music
right?
and stuff.
It's like, why didn't we do that before? Like collaborate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Were you guys even doing that much music before though? Because like you said, you were doing more movies and you were kind of just getting into it.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So the timing was just different, I guess. And when he came back, it was like weird timing. Just
Yeah, it just worked
he
out
happened
perfect.
The day he called, like it happened to be that day when I was kind of at home thinking, like, I got to resituate what I'm doing here between film and music and going back and forth. And
Being
I was
an
kinda,
artist, it's a weird
yeah, and I was
world.
like
It
bouncing
is.
it in my head thinking, I already had like, what he didn't know though, that I was already stocking up on DJ equipment. Like I already had it in
That
my
is
mind.
so important. Then when you already have it, that's half the battle.
I
is
had
getting all
lighting.
your
I
stuff
know.
together.
Of course, I have film lighting and all that, but I was thinking of
It's
other
so
stuff.
different, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get the other different variety of lighting, and then so I already had like I had a box delivered to my house as the DJ booth, like portable DJ booth, sitting there for a couple of months, and I'm like, you're not gonna believe your timing, dude, but you need to come over, and so they came over, him and his wife, and. We got to talking about it. He's like, yeah, we need to start getting started and get some gear. I go, well, let me show you something. You know what's in that box right there? He goes, I have no idea. I go, let's open it. It's already the DJ booth. He's like, what? You already have the booth?
Yeah.
And then like the portable booth to go to the parties and stuff. And then I started like showing the other stuff I had, like lighting and gear. I was starting already kind of.
That's so good. That's half the battle. I've tried to hire people that I know are very talented that didn't have equipment and couldn't do parties.
Exactly.
And I'm like, well, I'm like, you can't do anything without the equipment.
Yeah.
But then you
Yeah.
get some people with the equipment with no talent. Not that I'm saying you are, Bobby. But I have the equipment there, so it's like you meet so that's why it's really good at kind of combine forces.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been cool so far. I mean, we're just, like I said, starting out. I'm impatient, so I'm like, this isn't moving fast enough. And everyone else is like, man, we can't believe how fast you guys put this together. Like, he barely moved back, and you guys are already getting gigs. And
You guys are doing
and,
great.
But to me, I'm like, it's not going fast enough. Like,
I feel it.
and
I feel
everyone's
it.
like, you got to just enjoy the ride. And I always try to remind myself like that. All right, just enjoy the ride, and see where it takes us.
So who's going to come up with these lists? Because it's very interesting. I mean, because you're going to have some bike rally nights or whatever and stuff like that. You said you like more raver music. So do you guys kind
Right.
of combine? He's like, hey, this crowd might be more than this or that. How do you guys like?
I mean, it's definitely nice because like we kind of fill in the blanks. I feel like with like our musical knowledge and stuff. Because like realistically, like I'm great at production, mixing, engineering, like composing stuff like in DAW on a computer or something. But when it comes to like playing real instruments or like rock or country or like other stuff like that, like I don't have that much knowledge about it. So, he definitely comes in clutch with that. So it's nice. We
And
He
then
tells you what us old people like to listen to.
I was saying it the nice way. Yeah.
I kind of did that the other day when we had the sound check over there. The guys were like, hey, come by and just get some photo shots and sound check and see, kind of good idea how we're going to set up for the event. So we went over there, and I like when he took a break, I put on the old school kind of stuff
Yeah.
too, because like he's, he knows all these people, bands or artists that I don't even know who this is.
Yeah.
And then I'd go like back to the old school stuff, and so yeah, you could see the people there were digging it because they had some people there already, kind of.
That's
hanging
why
out
I like that
Exactly, yeah.
the two of you guys are together. I think you guys are to be a great like dynamic duo, kind of like with that. Like you guys all
Yeah.
balance each other out and like what's
Yeah,
relevant.
hopefully.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel weird. He's like schooling me on a lot of stuff though, because like even older.
Well,
Well, I'm basically like the same age as his dad or something, and like, and it's like, he's like introduced me to this other genres and stuff, and then when I watch him work, like a lot of people are doing like AI stuff obviously nowadays, but man, he'll just get on there and be like, no AI, like you had some effects here and there with the plugins in the DAW, but he'll just get in there like chop the music and do stuff that I would never think of. And I'm
Right,
I kind of like I picture it like this and like this. And I'm all, do you know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, I think I get it. And I'm like, he doesn't get it. And then he does it. And like, he's like, you mean like this? I'm like, I didn't even make sense to myself when I tried to explain it, but yet he understood what I was trying to come across.
Right.
And then,
That's one of the good things about doing a lot of clientele work. You get to parse people's words a lot better because a lot of the time people will tell me like, oh, can you make it sound more like airy and dramatic?
That's really cool. That's a big talent to have.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's fun.
Are you still filming at all or not really?
yeah, I'm trying to get into it. In fact, we're trying to get ideas to like, I was trying to promote him. It was like, let's get the green screen out and the lighting and try to shoot like a little good idea what we want to do. If we want to be on location or if we want to film you a green screen or,
Yeah.
And we did that one night, kind of trying to get into it. But it's, like I said, it's hard to find the time because even though we're hanging out, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
like we're kind of doing our own thing too off on the side. So
Have you seen any of his work, his film work?
I have. They're
Oh.
very good. I was
Some of them.
shocked. Like, I mean, some of them too are pretty. I mean, I didn't expect horror a lot, but like they're so cool. I mean, horror is my favorite genre. So when he
really?
started showing me those, I was like, oh my gosh.
Are you going to be acting too now?
I'd be open to it. I wouldn't mind that.
Did you see the
like
movie
that.
we did together?
he did. I showed him.
Yeah.
I go. I pointed him out. I go. There she is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Showed him that one too.
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, I respect people who can do filming and stuff like that a lot too, because like audio and stuff like that, I'm great with. It clicks with my brain. When it comes to visual stuff, not so much. So
You like more chaotic videos. Some of your music, you do your videos to put on your like Instagram or
Yeah.
something. And you do this crazy chaotic stuff, and I'm like, I get what you're going for. You kind of like need a little less chaotic to
So he's
to
going to
the
help you film your
masses.
next video, your next
yeah,
music video.
definitely.
Yeah, we're hoping to do that.
Okay, so where can we listen to? One more time, plug the Instagram and the Spotify for everybody listening.
Bet it's okay. So it's Everett Latte, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, all platforms. I have too much music out, and new album coming out hopefully within the next 2 months. I've been working on it for a long time, so I'm hoping I can finally get it out the door. But
And
I'm
then
excited.
hopefully mine will be out soon too. But
And then
Yeah.
your Instagram's Aztec what? What was it?
XTech009. That's my alter ego.
Yeah.
And I got
So
people-
007, he's 009.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or one of my friends said, because you're not a perfect 10.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
a 9. So you go with a 9.
man.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on our show. I can't wait to see what you guys are doing, especially you. We're going to follow you guys. And yeah, thanks so much.
Well, thank
Thank you.
We appreciate
Thanks for having
it.
us.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You do a lot of things. So you do art, but then you have music too.
I do. I just started doing music. My boyfriend has helped a lot with like the mixing and mastering, Everett Latte. And yeah, I mean, I also do makeup too. But
I've seen your makeup's really awesome.
Thank you. I try to do kind of experimental, sort of like fairy-esque sort of stuff. So yeah, I try to keep it as original as possible, but of course, references definitely help with that.
So when did you get into art?
I've been doing art since I was like 3 years old, but I only started taking it seriously when I was around like 9 or 10. And I found my style probably around 5 or so years ago.
So what's your style?
So I was really interested into this like creepypasta, which is like an online forum where they would like do these like horror stories from people that were like interested in it, like Slender Man, Jeff the Killer, that sort of stuff. And I take a lot of inspiration from like the creepy side of things. I love horror movies. My dad introduced me to like a lot of horror when I was really young. And I am also super interested in psychology. So a lot of my stuff dives into like the dark side of psychology.
I love her as like a double meaning.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like,
So what about some of the pieces that I've seen on Instagram? What are some of the pieces you can explain?
I've been doing some cover art for Everett stuff, so I guess the easiest stuff to explain right now is those because they're the most recent. It's kind of like a lot of my stuff I kind of do like color theory with, like, because all colors have different meanings, so I like using dark purples, blues, which signify more like sad colors, and they exude like a rotten feeling inside.
Is that what the blue man that I saw was about?
Exactly. Yeah, that one was kind of more of like a peaceful but sad sort of
Well,
piece.
blue's my favorite color, so I don't know what that says about me, as you can see.
Yeah, but that's actually another really interesting thing. People's favorite colors can show like their entire personality.
But I'm happy. I swear I'm happy.
You might have a deep sadness within, but yeah, I like a lot of stuff with like rib cages, super skeletal sort of looking people. I like a lot of body horror with like guts. It's, you know, the gross stuff. But
well, Picasso started that.
yeah, exactly. And Picasso and Frida Kahlo are actually my biggest inspirations.
I could actually see that now that you're saying that. I can see that from what I've seen of what you do.
Yeah.
Because Frida Kahlo did a lot with the colors.
Exactly. And she, I can't think of the piece right off the top of my head, but it was about a miscarriage she had, and she was laying in her hospital bed, and it's just like this fetus attached to the umbilical cord floating above her, which I always like. I think that was the first piece I was like, okay, this is what I want to try and portray.
You felt something.
Yeah,
right?
I felt something. But yeah, that's pretty much like what a lot of my stuff sort of like what I tried to portray in it.
So has anybody ever asked you to make something for them and you have, or is pretty much everything right now is your own work?
Everything right now is kind of my own work, but I'd be super interested in doing commissions for other people just so I can get like, okay, this is what other people are interested in, this is what they want to see, and also try and like broaden my horizons with my art types.
And you're self-taught all the way, huh?
Yeah, I am. That's why most of my like color theory and stuff, it's kind of comes from my own head because like, you know, most of my characters are different colored people. Like there's blue people, there's purple people with pink and like red outlines and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's super cool. So I could see you doing these horror cons. Have you gone to a horror con?
I've never gone. I want to go so bad.
Well,
though.
I could see you having your work at horror cons.
Yes, that's like a dream made in heaven for me.
And right now, the work that I've seen of yours is all paintings.
Yes, I also started out drawing a lot. My method for drawing is I take a Q-tip and do really dark mechanical pencil and use the Q-tip to blend the shading.
Oh,
so
nice.
none of it is like line work, basically. It's all like shaded work. And I wouldn't really color my stuff, so my paintings is kind of the first thing that like I've actually started using color, which I think is why I like it so much
Right,
more.
you can only do so much with shading.
Exactly.
Well, have you ever, because my friend made like a pinhead one time. Like he actually made like this nice pin with a lot of it. I don't know if he sold it yet or not. He might have sold it because it was so
Like Hellraiser?
Yes.
That's amazing.
And it was super awesome. So I remember he didn't want to sell it, but I think he might have because everybody wanted that pinhead.
Yeah.
It was like really nice. So have you thought of making artwork like that, making pieces?
Yes, I've actually really wanted to get into like claymation sort of animation sort of stuff, and also like making latex masks. I used to watch Face Off all of the time when I was a little kid too, so that kind of was like, that would be so cool, like using the airbrushing and kind of like making your characters come to life.
I think it's so cool. You actually do real makeup, which looks amazing, and then you put it on art. So is it kind of like one bleeds into the other?
And that's makeup definitely has helped my art a lot too, especially with the painting, with like the contouring and blush placements and stuff like that. So that definitely has improved my art.
So what is your Instagram, and can people DM you if they want things?
Of course, yeah. My Instagram is Poop Geezer.
I know you don't want to say that, but you know, we have to. And now you have to explain the name behind that, because that's funny.
So I play a lot of video games and stuff, and you know, I don't know. I just was always big into meme culture and stuff like that. So whatever I found funny, I would just put these two words in my head and just kind of make a name out of it. And people actually like you more on video games, surprisingly, when you do that, I guess.
I've heard that, yeah.
But yeah.
So that's just a video game. But I love stuff like that because people will remember. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you're not like 009. Just kidding. But now everyone will remember that. Well, that's at least 009 is an easy number to remember. When people are like weird numbers, it's like, I can't remember that.
Exactly.
So that's really cool. So we can DM you, we can ask you different things. And if we want to buy your art that's on there, can we?
Of course, yeah. You know, I'd probably start out really cheap with the prices as well. Like,
and then what if we like something that you have on there already and we're like, I want it bigger. Can you make it, can you make the exact same art piece and make it bigger if you wanted to?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
I could totally do that for you guys. And also for my music, I just started out on my music, but it's Lulu Love on SoundCloud only right now. I'm thinking about putting it on Spotify.
I like that name, the Lulu Love. Where did that come from?
My parents used to always call me Lulu Bug when I was little, and so Lulu's kind of my nickname, so I thought Lulu Love. And it's funny because I play this game called Apex Legends a lot, and there's this Twitch streamer I watch, her name's Lulu Lovely, so I kind of like took inspiration from that too.
That's really cool. So what inspired you to get into music? Was it your boyfriend because he's a musician?
Definitely. I did a little bit of music before I met him too. I was learning to play guitar and stuff, and I started off on Band Lab. I've always really loved music and expressing yourself in sort of a way that's auditory. So yeah, I started off on Bandcamp and kind of just moved into, I don't know. He really inspires me, though, for sure.
So when you came up with the artwork for his album cover, did he tell you what he wanted and you went from there? Did you guys go back and forth? You're like, I see this. He says, I see this. How did it go about?
We definitely collabed a lot with it because he's kind of picky, choosy about what he likes. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure it was something he liked, but he loves my art. So when I did make something, he was like, okay, now I'm seeing the vision. He's not very visual person until he like sees it.
Okay, which he was saying. So he put something out there, then you did it, then he was down with it, and then you guys collabed a little bit from there.
Exactly, yeah, and I just added, you know, some multimedia stuff too, which is a new form of art I've been trying to try out a lot. My grandma, I feel like this is something I should probably mention. She does multimedia art. She's actually a famous artist around this area. I probably should have mentioned that. Her name's Barbara Garrick-Kuje, and she makes these big collages of just like ripped up, colorful paper. It's very beautiful, but yes.
Oh my gosh. So what does she think about your art?
She loves my art. She says that she sees something in me, which I don't know.
Did she inspire you, or it's kind of different? Or you're like kind of doing your own thing, and then it sounds like it's different arts.
She inspired my multimedia stuff. She doesn't really paint or draw or anything like that, but
it's different art. So it's like that's really cool, and the fact that she's doing the multimedia art, because that's usually like a younger person thing.
Exactly, right.
How long has she been doing that?
Oh, years, since my mom was a kid. She started out as an art teacher.
So she's like one of the OGs.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I'd love to have her on the show. Where is she?
I know. She's in Visalia. I actually asked her to come on the show, and she said she wouldn't be. She would be bad at it, which I mean, I'm bad at talking too.
It's easy. I'm just curious. I'd love to pick her brain about it, what it was like back then. I mean, that's pretty fascinating.
I know. I'll try and get her on the show for sure, though.
That is really cool that she did that. Now she sees you doing that. I just think that that's so wild. I love that. And we like support local artists. I've always been saying this. So definitely want to get your work out there and see. Have you had a showcase at all of any sort? Or
no, not yet.
You need to do that at the HorrorCon. We have one coming up here, so
if you can pull some strings, that'd be amazing.
And then, do you think you could do other? If people said, "Well, I want you to do this character or that character, draw or to paint up," could you do that?
Of course, yes. It would probably be like more my style, or if they could give me like an example of what style they would want, then I can totally do that. Yeah.
I love this. This has been so cool. I love this whole episode. We're all artists and doing artful things, and now it's like we have visual and audio. We have both going for us. So
I know. It's been so much fun having you interview me too.
So everyone's gonna follow you. Everyone's gonna follow your boyfriend, and we want to see what you guys are up to.
Heck yeah! Thank you so much for having me, Sparkle.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Felt right in the moment. the summertime, it felt right drinking cherry wine with you. Just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here, oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you. Now I must confess here, oh, I must confess, dear, don't think I'm in love with you. Winter is coming and I don't know what to do, and there's no more use in running, no more running to you. And I don't want your loving, I don't wanna be just friends, knowing all this time we were playing pretend.
It's a mystery.
Hi, I'm Sparkle Sujan, and I am the host of the Everything Sparkle Show. I would like to invite you to come and hang out with me every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, as I interview the world one guest at a time. Everything Sparkle is available on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and CMAC.tv. Plus, if you're in the Central California area, you can watch on Comcast Xfinity Channel 93 or AT&T Uverse Channel 99. Hope to see you there.
This morning at around 11 a.m. when a man caused a violent fight at the cash register here at George's Cafe. Witnesses say he wanted breakfast and the cashier wouldn't give it to him.
What the fuck happened here?
This crazy guy came in and he just started stabbing people with a fork.
Oh my God!
You some crazy bastard killed your brother, killed Kevin?
Holy shit, I can't believe you shot that guy.
Want to make some money with the destroyers?
You're lucky I wasn't there. I just shot his dick off.
I need to know where this guy is. I need to know where he works. I need to know where he'd hide.
Your man here is trying to rob Kathy May's cafe.
I'm not telling you shit. Little frosty tips. Did you do that to match your vagina?
As soon as we enter the door, we should have our masks on.
It's broad daylight.
So we're not going to Disneyland then.
And this is about pancakes. Like, the pancakes are good here, but they're not that good.
I'm thinking you be Mr. Martin Crony.
Boys, go back inside now.
I'm in search of someone that fancies himself a shootist.
What you need a gun hand for?
Gotta find someone, settle a score. Please let Mary still be alive.
What is the matter?
They're coming. The men that killed my family.
We had a specific plan to follow.
White came looking for Everett. He can track like nobody else can.
If I do this, I will do it for her.
Where is she? Dear Father God, I come to you with anger and revenge in my heart. I know that vengeance is yours. I ask that you allow me to be the vessel of that vengeance.